Hello, everybody. We're going to play ourselves a game of 5-minute chess. I know some of you have preferred if I played a longer version, but the problem is I can't upload videos that are too long, so I can't play the longer time controls as I would like to. But anyway, I hope you can enjoy these games nonetheless. We have ourselves not too difficult an opponent today, so hopefully we'll be able to give some instructive lessons. Very interestingly, this exact position, well, not exact, but quite similar opening was played in the famous Armageddon match between Hikaru Nakamura and Magnus Carlsen in a recent event, where Magnus, believe it or not, lost on time. He ran out of time. You should check out the game. Check out the game. So, we have this Carlsbad structure. This is what was referred to even in the video, the Carlsbad pawn structure. I think it was popularized by Botvinnik in the 1960s or 70s. Botvinnik was one of the first chess masters that brought a truly scientific approach to chess playing. Not that I care about history or anything, it just makes me sound a little smarter, I think. So yeah, here we are, and I'm gonna just execute some of my favorite moves. King h1 is one of them. Main idea is that when the queen and bishop come here, then yeah, but it's not a factor in this position. So we're just poking around the bush, really. Neither side is really trying to play chess. We're all just kind of squabbling around, moving the pieces around. But now let's start the game, if you don't mind. If you don't. So let's just do a wild swaggeroo h4, right? Because it really looks like there are some soft targets here, and I think I need to start targeting them. So unfortunately for black, I'm just going to be diving right in, you know, sacrificing a bishop for 2 pawns and probably going to win back third here. Key issue with these kind of sacrifices is that, well, they can backfire. Because even if I do win this third pawn, if it ends up in such a situation that we just end up trading the queens, it's not going to be so good for me in the long run. Because having extra pawns is really, really good later in the game, but not at the earlier stages. For now, I think I should be okay. I should be able to handle the tactics of the position and manage to leave with my queen still on the board. If I can achieve that much, I will have done all right. Yeah, I suppose we take off the bishop rather than the knight. So let's take that off. And let's look for an effective recourse for the queen. Maybe it's better to just go a bit central for now. Let's keep it central. Keep it at home. There's no mate that's going to happen here anyway, so let's just keep the queen centralized and focus on holding the extra pawn material which we have. Maybe try to cramp up the opponent's pieces. I mean, his knight would love to come here and do some kind of forkaroo. It's not on the cards yet, but those are clearly the kind of ideas that he would be entertaining. Additionally, e4 is equally mouth-watering as a prospect. Capture, capture, and then knight slides in. Bishop here. Knight here. We don't like this knight coming here. That's the problem. Or this bishop coming here. There's too much going on, so I'm going to play this move. He could, of course, go for the sack. He could, of course, go for the sacrifice approach, which would be like turning the tables on me a little bit. We don't want that, do we? But I think I should be able to handle it. This bishop really looks like it belongs here, doesn't it? It's kind of an outpost for a bishop. So let's target that. We do have to keep in mind that it's an opposite colored bishop's position. So just an interesting point to note. Let's already get him there. Now, next up on the agenda is to figure out a plan for the knight, but also to hold on to this pawn here. And you know what? I'm going to be a little bit controversial. I'm going to let him take it. Because losing some pawns actually ends up opening lines of attack against the enemy. And that's what we all want, right? We all want to see that. So, okay, so he did ultimately go for a kind of sacrifice approach, as we were sort of hinting that he might. But I don't know. It's interesting. The kind of way he's gone about it is definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. We have to hold this pawn. That's critical, I think. And I'm running low on time already, stunningly. So queen here just about holds onto everything, and it's also threatening mate, so it's a pretty powerful move, actually. And how are we going to handle this? Maybe we just go for the clean pawn up endgame. Pawn up endgame, and are we at risk of losing that pawn by misplaying it? We are. So let's try to make sure we can hold on to these extra pawns as well. It's going to be important. So knight can come in here, and then if the pawn has to go up, then the king could come here. So it's let's take a pawn. Let's take a pawn. This pawn is kind of going to be difficult to hold on to in the long run. So let's try to take something extra here if we can. Some famous grandmaster said that all rook endgames are drawn. I definitely don't agree with that. Not at my level anyway. Maybe at a GM level, some rook endgames can be drawn, but it's not so easy. And here we do have the knights on the board. So let's just all hold our horses and take it easy, shall we? Okay, I have to do some work, it seems, but let's first get on with the game. 30 seconds left. Boo Camper is breathing down her neck. And what's our approach gonna be? We're gonna have to somehow try to find a way to just keep control of the position, I guess. That's the best way to say it. Advance, gently advance. Manage the complexities. A lot of checks that he can deliver. It's not going to be an easy setup, actually. Let's take the pawn. Really have to play fast here. Let's pre-move check at least. Pre-move a check. Push this up forward. Now we got to be careful here because here he's literally mate in one if he doesn't get it right. Okay, well now it should be GG, just a matter of technique here. Yes. Yes. All right, good game. Thank you, Boo Camper. Thank you. See you later.